Well, anyway, David, you're here because we have a question that may be of interest to you. Hi, Mike and Jesse. What's the story behind the remote Conan trains his successor? How did David Hopping get picked for this segment? And more importantly, which writer was responsible for it? Anyway, I love the podcast. Lourdes.
Do you remember doing that remote, David?
I do.
Oh, good.
It's all gone. You were the writer for that, right?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A happy ending.
But I'm glad that
this
you're here
question.
because I don't remember a lot of it.
I don't remember how I got picked. I remember you telling me I was picked, but I don't know how I got picked.
Well, to be honest, I think I pitched it more broadly than that. I pitched it just as Conan training a successor.
Okay.
Like he was going to leave the empire to somebody and needed to have somebody that.
So you pitched,
gonna take
it was
over.
your idea.
Yeah, it
I
was
love
my idea.
That's great.
But I didn't say specifically who the person would be. And somehow in the writers' room we talked, and you became the guy.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was just like we knew you were good already being on camera, and that you and Conan had kind of a funny rapport.
And you know what? This speaks very well of you, David, because if the writers together in a room are like zeroed in on you, that means, I think, don't you agree? Like in everyone's exposure to David, they're like, oh, you know what? He's a cool guy. He'd be good on camera.
For sure. Yeah. Because we knew that you weren't going to get too hammy, that you were going to kind of be able to be yourself.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Throughout it. Yeah. And I think we just thought it was a funny, I don't know, that like, because you're so game for everything, you just kind of like say yes.
Yeah.
And so we knew Conan would enjoy telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And that you would probably say yes.
The whole thing was just a repeat after Conan.
Yeah.
We're going to go in and talk to the writers now. They're meeting.
Okay.
The way I usually do it is I kick open the door.
Okay.
I make a lot of kind of silly, over-the-top jokes about how horrible the writing's been lately, even when it's been good.
Okay. Hey! Your ideas are so bad.
Hey, turd skulls.
Hey,
Last
turd
time I
skulls.
saw shit piled up this high, I was in a barnyard.
Last time I saw shit piled up this high, I was in a barnyard.
I always leave the room on a huge laugh. So take care of that.
So long, you pieces of shit.
And you're very all-American. I mean, you're from Illinois.
Right.
Yeah.
The Carbondale area.
Carlinville.
God damn it.
Oh.
Isn't it near? Just tell me it's near
It's like
Carbondale.
3 hours away. I think maybe. It's so close. It's so
it's a
close.
different state.
It's so close to each other.
Well, anyway, I know nothing about you.
Well, and
but-
another writer worked on this too, Levi McDougall.
Yes.
And I just vaguely remember us filming that day. We had to put you in a Conan wig.
The wig, yeah.
So that was kind of, you had to go into like extensive hair and makeup.
So extensive. No, I remember going down and they just put like some glue and then just basically stuck it on.
Slapped it on. Okay.
They glued it. You got extra special. They went the distance with you. And can I ask you guys, what was Conan, while you were shooting it, was Conan like, was part of him like, oh, someone to replace me, eh? Or
I think he wasn't too threatened.
I
by
think I was
David.
so nervous the whole time that there was no threat.
oh, you didn't seem nervous at all.
Yeah,
That's,
no,
That's
I-
nice of you to say.
no, but seriously, that's, I love hearing that.
Well, one thing I didn't remember, but when I was going back through old emails, there was actually, so the first segment went well. We basically got you dressed up and you did some monologue jokes and learned the string dance.
Yes.
Did you learn the nipple touch?
No.
No, okay.
no,
that's
that
proprietary.
one was too far,
yeah.
I guess.
Too advanced.
I wasn't prepared for that one.
But we were supposed to do a second installment of this.
Oh, yeah.
Where you were learning how to interview a celebrity.
Oh.
And we had reached out, and I know Paula Davis, our booker, had reached out to Mayim Bialik.
Oh, yeah.
And so you and Conan were going to interview her together.
I forgot about that.
I know. And then it never ended up
I
happening.
think one of the travel shows came up.
Oh, maybe that's what it
I
was.
think.
That's a shame.
It
It's
is a
just one of those
shame.
things that never got done.
Yeah. Just go back on TBS real quick. We'll just do it again.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep that in the can. If we ever come back, that's the first thing
We
I'm
have a
pitching.
surprise for you. Here's my
Mike Bialik!
So one thing that I can't believe when I look back on this was you weren't even Conan's assistant at that time. You were a PA on the show.
Yeah.
What was your title?
I was personal PA for Conan and Jeff.
Okay.
So I reported to Sona. at
Okay,
this
so you were
time.
Sona's assistant. Yeah. And so how much interaction had you actually had with Conan?
I had quite a bit. Like from
Okay.
day one, I remember Sona brought me in and wanted me to get to know Conan like right off the bat because I mean I was immediately like running his personal errands and stuff like that.
Yeah, cleaning his underwear.
Exactly. Just normal things that you go to college to learn.
Right away.
So you already kind of had a shtick with Conan. Was he
Yeah.
already making fun of you for things?
Oh,
yeah, of
right
course.
away. Yeah. hmm
What was his what was he getting you for? Like what was his
What was his thing with you?
thing
His-
with you?
I mean,
yeah.
being from a small town, I think is the
yeah.
in the Midwest is like the number one
Okay.
thing that is still stuck around.
Yeah. Oh well, once it's locked in,
It's never leaving.
It's never leaving.
Oh my gosh, this is just making me remember. Was there something in like your hometown paper about this?
with front page.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I still have it framed in my apartment.
That's fantastic.
Well,
That's
after this
great.
remote aired, that ran in your paper.
Yeah, they reached out and like did like an interview with me.
Oh.
They reached
love
out. You didn't
that.
call them. Guys, do I have a scoop for you? Hometown boy makes good.
Oh.
So
Oh,
they
that's
reached
so
out.
sweet.
They reached out. They did like an interview. Conan and I took a picture and sent it
that's
to
great.
him. And yeah,
Wow. So people back home, you won essentially.
That day I did.
Yeah. Have you gone back for a high school reunion?
no, they did a 5-year reunion, but I missed it because I was here.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
'Cause it
And
was
then
yesterday.
the 10-year got canceled because of COVID. So
All right.
15 will be my time.
Okay. Well, you're gonna go back.
Don't feel you need to go to any high school reunions.
But if you've been Conan's successor,
Either way, either way, you're gonna be like, no one will give you the satisfaction.
okay. Well, we disagree.
I want to hear about what happened at your high school
Well,
reunion.
I don't want to talk about
Oh, okay. Sorry, I brought it up.
it. Yeah, whatever you assume, it's true.
Oh.
No, it's fine.
I mean, in a weird way, though, you do. I mean, because now you are Conan's assistant, and you know what he does almost better than anybody else. In a way, you really are most equipped to become his successor.
I guess so.
You know where all his wills are, probably.
I know. I mean, once I got the banking info, I knew I knew I was in.
Oh my
Wow.
God, that's big.
How did we get in?
Oh, we'll talk later.
Okay. Why talk later?
So his credit card number is.
Yes. We also need the expiration and the security number, of course.
And the billing zip code of
The billing zip code, yes.